everyone, I wanted just to put out a quick video on the 991.2. Now that it's been released on the configurator, everyone keeps messaging me asking for my opinion. What do I think? What am I going to do? When am I going to buy one? Etc, etc. So I thought I would just open up the configurator and give you my thoughts on the changes and possibly what I'm going to order. Not that I'm ordering one anytime soon. Those of you that watched my September update will know that I am broke at the moment. I just bought a house, and so once I've got that all sorted, I'll probably order the 991.2 towards the end of the year. Besides which, I wouldn't mind waiting for some of the extra options to come online before I order mine, like some of the custom ordering features. But yeah, the first thing people are saying is, I don't like the look of the new 991.2 as much as the last one. And I can understand what people are saying there. You know, it's perhaps not as clean a look. Here's a model of my old car, and you know, they've changed the backlights to be a bit more of a 3D lights, and they've changed the front grille to be a little more aggressive. But just like anything, I think once we see them in real life, I think we'll love them once we see them in real life. So I'm not worried about the look. I think the look's great. I particularly like the new grill on the air intake on the back. I really like the look of the new one of that, so I'm all good with that. And of course, the big news is the new engines, and from what I've heard online, I haven't heard one in real life, I think the engines sound great. And of course, they're so much more powerful, more fuel efficient. No downside really. Perhaps there'll be a little bit of turbo lag or something like that, but yeah, given the choice, I'd still get the new engines over the old engines. So I'm quite excited about the new engines. More torque, similar horsepower, all good news, all good news. So onto the configurator, and we'll have a quick look at what changes they've got at the moment. First thing to note, of course, is that they've dropped all the other models on the configurator. You can only configure the Carrera S, and the two Cabriolet versions. All the other models will be along very shortly, I'm sure. But for the meantime, which one would I probably be getting? I would probably be getting the Carrera S. I'm sort of considering a Carrera 4S. I prefer driving the Carrera S. I find it more fun than the 4S for day-to-day driving and for performance driving. But then on the flip side, in very slippery conditions, I prefer driving the 4S. I love the four-wheel drive sliding around. And I do live in New England, where we get a shit ton of snow every year, and so maybe I should get the 4S. I don't know. I'm more inclined to still get the S. I was fine with the S last time. It's just such a fun car to drive. But maybe for something different, I'll get the 4S this time. I don't know. Anyway, so undecided on that. The big news, of course, is there's some new colours. The standard colours stay the same. I don't know why anyone ever buys yellow. You've got to be crazy. Not a big fan of white or black either. But yeah, the colours, the new colours, of course, the graphite blue metallic, which I love. I'd be interested to see it in real life, but I really like this colour, and it's probably the colour I'm going to go for. And of course, they've changed the dark blue. This is the dark blue of my old car, and if you put the dark blue and the new night blue metallic next to each other, good luck spotting the difference. There is a slight difference, and I really do like the night blue metallic. It's very tempting for me to get another one, but that would be a little boring, just getting the same color over and over again. But yeah, that might be the color I go for, but I'm more likely to go for the graphic blue. And the other thing, of course, is that they're not showing the custom colors at the moment. $5,500 will get you one of the custom colors, and I'm pretty tempted to get one of those. And of course, there is a new color in the special colors. For only $3,140 US, you can get the Miami blue. Whoa! No one's going to miss this car on the street. I can't wait to see one in real life. It is going to be a car that you will spot miles away. I think it's going to be a great color. Not the color for me, it's too loud, but pretty cool color. And of course, I actually like the carmine red as well. Lava orange, one of my followers has just ordered one of these, so hopefully I get to review it. Also, ever since owning an orange M4, I'm a bit partial to orange cars, so yeah, I like the three special colors. But yeah, my personal favorite at the moment would be the graphite blue metallic. It's probably the color I'll go for. On to the wheels. The wheels. Two new wheels. New 20-inch Carrera S wheel, new RS Spider design wheels, and a carryover of the Carrera Classic wheel. Don't panic if you don't like these 3 wheels. They will bring out all the rest of the wheel combinations again very quickly, like they always do. For some reason, when they release a new model, they only have a few options on wheels, and then within a month or 6 weeks they bring out all the rest. Anyway, there's been a lot of talk about the RS Spider design wheel. People love it. They love how dark it is and the look of it and so forth. Yeah, it is a nice looking wheel. It's not the wheel for me, I don't want it, but I can see why it's so popular. It is kind of expensive at $2,300, but a very nice looking wheel, particularly with the darker paint colors as well. For me, I'm going to go with the Techno wheel that I had in my last car. Love that wheel, love it, love it, love it, and hopefully they'll bring that back and I will get that wheel again. On to the interior colours and materials. There's been some changes here as well. Disappointingly, they have dropped the grey combo colours and replaced it with this graphite blue colour that it could be okay, but I strongly suspect it's not going to be that great. Yeah, for me, blue leather always looks like vinyl. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I just don't think. And I think people that are getting this graphite blue will be tempted to get the interior the same way to match it. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's it's like matching leathers on a motorcycle. It just never works out. So yeah, I don't know about this new combination of colours. I really much preferred the greys that they had before, which they've now dropped. And of course you can get the whole thing in blue. And you can still get the combos with the beige and the red and so forth. For me personally, I'm going to get the full leather in black and deviator stitching. I love deviator stitching, and I might even custom colour some of the seats and so forth to make up for the fact that I don't like any of the colour combinations that are standard. So yeah, I will see what's available at the time I order, and maybe I'll put some do something neat inside, something a little more custom, which might cost me a lot of money, but we'll see. Seats haven't changed. For those of you interested in the seats and what my thoughts on the seats are, you can't go wrong either way. Here in the US, we can't get the bucket seats unless you're going for a GT car. And last time I got the 14-way seats. And this time I will be tempted to try and get the 18-way seats, although the 14 ways are the safe way to go. More people find the 14 ways more comfortable. The 14 ways are better wearing, believe it or not. The bolsters don't wear out as quickly on the 14 ways. The 14 ways are obviously a little cheaper, and the 14 ways have leather on the back, whereas the 18 ways have the horrible shell on the back here, and you can pay an exorbitant amount of money to have that covered with leather if you wish. But yeah, unless you're getting other greys within the interior of the car, that shell looks really out of place. But yeah, I will probably get the 18 ways just for something different this time. Packages are something interesting. Packages were kind of a good value for money before. Now I don't know. The interesting thing about the packages is that now the Premium Plus package includes LED headlights, which you might say, oh, that's great, Nick. Well, personally, I don't like the LED headlights, so that's a nuisance for me. They work well. I'm not a fan of the way they look. I don't like this. Where is it? Come back here. Come on, one more. Yeah, I don't like this double banger look. The standard Xeons. Go away. The standard Xeon lights, I just really love the look of those, and the Xeons on the 911s are the best Xeon lights I have used in any car. They are so bright, they work so well, they are just amazing lights, so I'll be tempted just to get Xeons again. So I'll be getting the regular premium package, not the Premium Plus, because then I don't have to have those horrible LED lights, and I'll just add everything else on. Exterior, I don't think much has changed in the exterior. For interest of people that want to know what I'm getting, I will not be getting the logos on the side. I don't know why people do that craziness. What else? I will be getting Porsche entry and drive. That's excellent. I'll be getting a rear wiper, which is not popular here in the States. It's very popular in Europe, and perhaps because I'm sort of kind of European. I really like the wiper and I find it very useful, and I'm not offended by the looks of it. I will probably get the power folding mirrors again. I will definitely get the electric sunroof in glass again. That really, especially if you've got a dark interior, really lightens up the interior. I will get the roof transport system again. I will not waste my money on the headlight cleaning system covers in the exterior color. That's this tiny little thing here. I will not waste my money on deviated that. The side mirror lower painted trim, which is this bit down here painted, I will probably do that, although it is $645. It does really look good. Sport design mirror. Oh, you might be wondering why I don't have it in 360 mode, and it's because this site's so overloaded at the moment. 360 is not always working very smoothly, so I thought for the purpose of this video, I'll just do it in 2D mode, and we'll switch to 3D mode at the end of the video and have a look. Sport design mirrors, lots of people love them. Personally, I don't. They haven't changed since the last model, so if you love them, get them. If you don't. And these are all options that were previous. Performance is where we see a few other changes. Last time I got the PDK is a beautiful, beautiful transmission, but this time I'm getting the manual. I just enjoy driving these cars more in manual. Should have got the manual last time. I'm going to get the manual this time before they disappear. But if you're thinking about getting a PDK, don't feel bad. They are a fantastic transmission, the best dual clutch transmission out there. Power steering plus hasn't changed. It is actually just software, believe it or not. Some people have figured out a way of turning on power steering plus without even ordering it. But yeah, it's one of the cheapest options. It just makes the steering a little lighter when you're driving at slow speeds. Porsche dynamic chassis control. I got this last time. I will not get it this time. It does work. It is great. But there's so little body roll in a 911 that it's not worth the $3,160. Every time I drive a 911 without this, I hardly notice the difference, so I'm not going to waste my money this time. But yeah, it does definitely work. So those of you that have spent the money getting it, good on you. It's all good. This is new, front axle lift system. I didn't have too many problems with scraping the front of my car previously, so I guess it's only for people that have really got crazy driveways. It would be a good option to have. This is also a new option, rear axle steering. This is obviously standard in the GT car and standard in the turbo cars. Personally, I can hardly notice a difference. I don't know that it's worth the $2,090. What I will be curious to see is whether it cures some of the little steering gremlins that the 911s have. It's sort of a little secret problem that 911s have, especially when you're backing a 911, where the way that, because the front suspension setup is actually just a pretty basic system. It's the rear is the complex one with the multi-link, and so the wheels can actually get slightly out of alignment when you're backing out, and they can jump on the curb. And some people worry about the noises that 911s make particularly when you're backing them at full lock. The rear axle steering might actually fix that. I'm not sure whether I'll bother. $2,000, I don't know that I'd ever notice it, but it might be a fun toy to have. I got the PASM sport suspension last time. I might not get it this time. It does make the car a little sportier, but it just makes it just that little bit harsher, and I would probably prefer the nicer ride to this sportier suspensions, considering that they're so sporty already. I will not waste my money on the ceramic brakes. They are super cool, but $8,520, no thank you. Sport Chrono Plus is just a huge waste of money. I can confirm nothing in the Sport Chrono package is worthwhile, and that stupid clock, but I will be getting it again. Especially a waste of money when you have a manual transmission, because the real reason for getting the Sport Chrono package is so that you can have launch control. Of course, you can't have launch control if you've got the manual transmission. Interesting thing about the configurator at the moment is that it's broken. It shows when it's missing the buttons. There should be the Sport Plus and Sport buttons here, and when you turn on launch control, turn on Sport Chrono package, they disappear. So they've screwed up the configurator. So yeah, when that's off. Yeah, for some reason they've screwed that up there. When you have it in 3D mode, you should see extra buttons pop up for having Sport Chrono on, and you don't at the moment, so just watch that. But yeah, so I will get Sport Chrono, even though there's no good reason for me to have it. For me, it just looks odd not having that silly clock in the middle. And I guess you do get the engine mounts, which personally I've never noticed the difference. So if you're in two minds about it and you don't care whether you have the clock, don't get it. It's a waste of money. And the Sport exhaust system. Now this is a really interesting one. I really want the Sports exhaust system because I love the sound of the new car, and obviously you need the Sports exhaust system to really get the most of that sound. However, I like the 4 tailpipes, and if you turn on Sports exhaust system, you have to have the 2 tailpipes, which makes it look like a Cayman, if you ask me, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh look, the Sport button's there. And it adds this little button in the inside. I guess I'll get over that. I really want the sound, so those of you that have been on the site, press this button, you'll hear the sound. It's really cool. It's really amazing what they've done with the turbo engine and the sound. So I will most likely get that system, which will be cool. Interior, we've got a couple of ads. Lane change assist. People may have noticed the little there's little lights around here now that show the lane change, and there's a little camera on the mirrors. I will get that. That's cool. I find that quite useful. The rest of it is much the same. New steering wheels. Yay, at last. At last. Oh, sick of the old steering wheels. I've always wanted a sporty steering wheel with the buttons, and here it is. And we get the heated steering thrown in for free. That is great. So you've got the GT wheel. There's something else that I didn't mention. With the Sport Chrono, you of course get the little button down here as well. Did I turn that on? Sport Chrono, where are you? Here you go. Steering wheel, come on. It's not there. Anyway, in the 3D, oh no, there it is. It popped up just now. So you get this little thing here. So that's also worth it for the Sport Chrono. You get the little mode selector, which is new for the 991.2, which is awesome. So yeah, I don't care about this GT steering wheel with the extra nuts on it, but I do love this new 918 style steering wheel, which we've seen in several other cars already. I love it. I'm really looking forward to having that wheel. That is awesome. Heat, seating and heating, ventilation, I'll turn all those on. Smoking package, for those of you who don't know, that just adds the cigarette lighter and the little cover over the top of this here, which sort of, especially if you're getting leather all the way down here, sort of finishes it off. It's a free option that I recommend most people get. Luggage net is free, fire extinguisher no. Interior package painted. Oh, I just hate it when people do this. It just looks so plasticky. When you paint the interior, I know some people love it, but to me it just looks so tacky. I would never ever do that. And that's true of air vents painted. Stop it. Instrument dials in black. I've talked about this in another video. I definitely recommend this. Porsche marketing, or somebody in their wisdom, thought that having a grey dial in the middle to differentiate the Carrera from the Carrera S, or any of the S models actually, and any of the Porsches, the way to do that was to have one grey dial. It looks stupid, it's harder to read, everybody hates it. Always remember to tick instrument dials in black unless you are getting all your dials in a different colour. Yeah, it's a free option. It just makes this dial black and it matches everything else. It's just so much better. Last time I got the dark blue seatbelts, which are no longer an option, and no one could tell the difference between my seatbelts and the black seatbelts, so that was $540 wasted. So this time I'm going to go for the silver grey seatbelts. Tui, shush, which don't show up very well in this picture at all, but they're actually almost white. So yeah, I'm going to get that this time. So there's some new colours there. The new red seatbelts, slightly different colour than the guards red before. Interior leather. Now this is interesting. So there has been a couple of changes here. One of them is that now when you order an interior package, it used to be just these edges here, and you could separate what you did with the center console. Now it's all tied in together, unfortunately. I'll see whether we can get this separated for my car, because I really want to get the brushed aluminium around the edges, and I want to get leather around here, which according to this configurator you can't do anymore, but hopefully that will be an option. Just probably have to pay a fortune for it. Otherwise, everything else in the leather options is much the same. For me personally, I would love to get this section here in leather, maybe even a deviated color in leather if I'm doing the center of the seats in deviated color as well. But yeah, I love that bit in leather, and this bit in the brushed aluminium is the way I want to go. That's all I've got to say about that, really. Oh, and I'll probably get the steering column casing in leather. What are you talking about, Nick? Well, one of the things that really annoyed me in my old car was that this plasticky bit here just looked out of place when everything else was lovely leather, and this thing just looked plasticky and awful. So crazy as it might seem to spend $465 on a piece of leather for your steering column casing, I am going to do it, and I'll probably even deviate stitch it, which I think is another, I don't know, $80 or something. So I think it looks really cool when people do that. So otherwise, yeah, not going to do any of the rest of this nonsense. I will probably get the Porsche crests on the headrests. And interestingly, at the moment, you used to be able to get the model on the center console here, on this armrest thing here. It's missing at the moment. I'm sure it will come back. Alcantara options, who cares? Interior wood. If you are configuring your Porsche with mahogany interior, you need a slap with a wet fish. It's just so wrong in so many ways. Interior carbon fiber, you know, everybody loves the carbon fiber. I personally hate it. It looks so plasticky, feels so plasticky, and I'm over carbon fiber. It just looks so third party these days. So I will be getting nothing in carbon fiber. I know it's a very popular option, so I'm sure lots of people will continue getting it. It's expensive, it's plasticky, it looks aftermarket. It's not for me. Aluminium or aluminum, as you Americans call it, is my new favorite interior, and it is what I will probably be going for. It doesn't look good on the configurator, but in real life it looks sharp and it looks expensive, and it looks just, I don't know, it just gives a contrast to the interior of the car that I love, and so that's what I'll be getting. Although, as I said before, I probably don't want it on the center console here. I'll probably leather that if I can. But yeah, it looks really good, and I'll even be tempted to get the door sill guards, which just extend this. It's normally a very small plate, but with this it extends it out and makes it look nice, although it is kind of expensive. In my old car, I went crazy and spent the $900 on the lighting up model, which was a complete waste of money because no one ever noticed that. It was ridiculous. Yep, do not get that. Do not get that. Don't make the same mistakes I made. Yep. And audio and communications. This is one that I really am not sure about. I loved the Burmeister in my old car. But here's the dirty secret. You pay $5,290, but in a 911, all the sound is packed into the front here. The speakers in the rear are terrible little cell phone speakers that produce no sound at all. So if you move the sound to the rear of the car, it just sounds awful because there's no decent speakers in the back. And so you're really paying a fortune for a pretty average stereo system. It is much better than the Bose, much better than the Bose, much clearer, much louder, much more awesome, but it is a fortune. It's like, I don't know, Like I think I paid $800 for the stereo in the M4, which is even better than the $5,000 stereo that you get with the Burmeister. So it's pretty hard to justify this enormous cost. So I don't know what I'll do. I might have to bite the bullet and get the cheap Bose, which is still fine. And yes, I will try and do European delivery. I want to take you guys through that experience. I want to drive my 911 at its very top speed on the Autobahn, and probably kill myself doing it. And I would even like to take it around the Nürburgring if the ring is open at the time of year that I pick this car up. Hopefully it will be. I've driven the ring many times before, so hopefully I won't prang it. I'll just take it easy. But to get my car its ring sticker would be awesome. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the new options. Sorry this has been a bit of a long and boring video, but hopefully it answered some of your questions about what I'm planning to do and my thoughts on some of the new options. And I'm sure within the next few weeks we'll see more wheel types, probably more colors, and of course the four-wheel drive models and the Targas and the GTSs and all the rest. But yeah, I will probably get a Carrera S, the two-wheel drive model, in the configuration that I just talked about, with some optional leathers perhaps and optional deviator stitching. So all good times, stuff to look forward to towards the end of the year. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Sorry if this has been a little bit of a boring, dull video, but it's lots of people asked for it, so hopefully it's useful to someone. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Bye then.